Every single day at U.S. airports, travelers say things to TSA agents that get them stopped, fined, arrested, or banned from their flight. And most of them had absolutely no idea what they said was a problem. Stay until number 7. Subscribe and hit the bell for travel tips every 2 days. Thing number 1. Never say anything involving the word bomb, even as a joke. This sounds obvious, but it is the single most common reason passengers get arrested at U.S. airport security checkpoints every single year. Here is what most people do not understand. It does not matter if you are joking. It does not matter if your tone is sarcastic. It does not matter if you immediately say you were kidding. The moment the words leave your mouth at a checkpoint, the process is already in motion. TSA is legally required to treat any mention of a bomb, explosive, or threat as a credible incident until it is proven otherwise. That means law enforcement gets called. Your bag gets pulled and searched. In many cases, the entire checkpoint lane gets shut down. In some documented incidents, entire airport terminals have been evacuated because one passenger thought it would be funny to make a bomb joke. The legal consequences are serious. Federal law allows fines of up to $14,000 per violation for interfering with airport security. Criminal charges are possible, and you will almost certainly miss your flight. One woman at San Juan Airport told the ticket agent her bag had a bomb. No bomb was found. She was arrested anyway. One man at Anchorage Airport made the same claim about his checked bag. The airport was closed for over 2 hours. He was arrested. His claim was false. The rule is absolute. No jokes, no sarcasm, no hypotheticals, nothing that even sounds like a threat. At an airport security checkpoint, there is no such thing as a harmless comment about weapons or explosives. Thing number 2. Never say, "I know my rights," when an agent asks you to do something. This one catches people off guard because it sounds like a reasonable thing to say. You do have rights. That is true. But here is what happens in practice when a passenger says this phrase to a TSA agent at a checkpoint. It immediately signals to the agent that this passenger is going to be difficult. It raises a flag. Agents are trained in behavioral detection. They are specifically watching for passengers who are agitated, argumentative, or resistant. A passenger who says, "I know my rights," before complying with a basic instruction is now on that agent's radar for the rest of the screening process. TSA agents have significant discretion in how they handle your screening. They can request a more thorough search. They can call a supervisor. They can involve law enforcement. None of this happens because you said something threatening. It happens because you created friction in the line. If you genuinely believe a TSA agent is overstepping, the right move is to comply calmly in the moment, and then file a formal complaint after you have cleared security. The TSA has a civil rights complaint process specifically for this. The security line is not the place to make your argument. Thing number 3. Never say you are running late for your flight. This one surprises people every time I share it, but experienced travelers know it immediately. Telling a TSA agent you are in a hurry or running late does absolutely nothing to speed up your screening. TSA agents cannot skip steps, move you ahead in line, or rush a search because you are about to miss a flight. They are not permitted to do any of those things regardless of your situation. What it does do is flag you as a stressed and potentially distracted traveler. Behavioral detection officers who are present at most major U.S. airports and are specifically trained to read body language and conversation identify stress as a signal to pay closer attention to someone. This does not mean you will get arrested. It means you are more likely to be selected for additional screening at the exact moment you can least afford it. The better approach if you are genuinely running late, say nothing. Move through the line as calmly and efficiently as possible. Have your ID out, have your laptop ready, shoes loose, move fast without appearing rushed. That is the fastest path through security when time is short. Number 5 surprises. Thing number 4. Never say, "That scanner gives you radiation," or argue about the technology. This is something TSA agents hear regularly, and it is completely incorrect based on every documented study of the technology currently in use. The body scanners used at U.S. airports in 2026 use millimeter wave technology. These scanners use non-ionizing radio waves, the same basic category as Wi-Fi signals, and produce no ionizing radiation whatsoever. The backscatter X-ray machines that some people remember from years ago were phased out in 2013. When a passenger argues with a TSA agent about the safety of the scanner, several things happen. The agent cannot change the equipment, the agent cannot agree with you or engage in the debate, and you have now created a delay for everyone behind you while accomplishing nothing. You do have the legal right to opt out of the body scanner and request a pat-down instead. That is a documented passenger right, and you do not have to explain your reason. Simply say, "I would like to opt out," and a same-gender officer will perform a pat-down. No argument, no debate, no incorrect medical claims needed. Thing number 5. Never make small talk or ask personal questions. This one is counterintuitive. Most people think being friendly and talkative is a good thing at security. And being polite absolutely is. But being overly chatty or asking personal questions is a different thing entirely. Former TSA agents and security trainers have repeatedly confirmed this publicly, including security trainer Jeffrey Price, a professor of airport management who has trained security personnel for decades. He has stated directly that being overly talkative at a checkpoint is a behavioral red flag, because it is a known tactic used by individuals trying to distract screeners from what is going through the X-ray machine. You are not suspected of anything, but agents are trained to watch for this pattern. An overly talkative passenger who is making extended eye contact, asking the agent questions, or trying to engage in a lengthy conversation while the bag is going through that behavior is in the Behavioral Detection Training Manual. Smile. Be polite, say good morning, follow instructions, say thank you. That is the perfect TSA interaction. Nothing more. Thing number 6. Never tell a TSA agent their equipment is wrong or that your item is definitely allowed. I looked it up and this is allowed. That scanner must be broken. I fly every week and this has never been flagged before. Every one of these statements creates conflict without creating any benefit for you. TSA agents follow updated protocols that change regularly. What was allowed last year may not be allowed this year. What was fine at one airport may be handled differently at another. And what you read on a website may be outdated or misunderstood. When an agent tells you an item is flagged, arguing that they are wrong does not change the outcome. The item stays flagged until the agent decides otherwise. And an agent dealing with a passenger who is telling them they are wrong is far less likely to resolve the situation in your favor quickly. The right approach asks calmly and specifically, "Can you tell me what the concern is with this item?" That is a neutral question that moves the conversation forward and gives the agent an easy opportunity to explain and potentially resolve the issue. It is a completely different dynamic than telling them they are wrong. Thing number 7. Never say anything negative about TSA or airport security at the checkpoint. Venting frustration out loud, making comments about how inefficient the process is, complaining about security theater, or saying anything critical about TSA's methods while you are standing in the checkpoint area, none of it helps you and all of it can hurt you. Under federal law, interfering with TSA agents while they are performing their duties is a violation that can result in civil fines ranging from several hundred to more than $14,000 depending on the severity. Behavior that is considered offensive or disruptive, even just verbally, that pulls agents away from their stations, counts as interference. You do not have to agree with TSA policy. Many people do not, but the security checkpoint is not the forum for that disagreement. The forum is the TSA feedback process, your elected representatives, consumer advocacy groups, or social media after you have landed. At the checkpoint itself, stay calm. Stay quiet on anything that is not directly relevant to your screening, and move through as efficiently as possible. Here is the pattern across all 7 of these. Every single thing on this list is something that makes the TSA agent's job harder, raises a flag, or gives them a reason to look at you more carefully. None of it benefits you in any way, and in the worst cases, it costs you your flight, your money, or your freedom. The easiest airport security experience you will ever have follows one simple rule. Make the agent's job as easy as possible. Have your documents ready. Have your bag organized. Follow instructions immediately. Be polite and brief. Say thank you. Walk through. That is the entire formula. If this video saved you from a bad day at the airport, hit that like button. Share it with someone who has a flight coming up. Subscribe for a new travel tip every 2 days. Safe travels. See you in the next one.